got your watch set up so that you're not doing the mad scramble in the morning. As you come in, you're going to generally, if you have a packet pickup at race sites, you want to kind of scope things out, get a lay of the land. Where's the water at? Where's the run in, from the water? Where's the bike in and out? Where's the run in and out? On this particular, where he's going to set this up, what that's going to mean, we're going to come out of that water, and we'll actually come in on this side. That'll be the run in, run outside. This will be the bike in, bike outside. If he did it the other way, if Anthony had put it over there, the problem being is, and you'll see this on some race courses, the first thing you're looking at is you're going up a hill. Since we're going to bike out this way, we got flat road to almost downhill. Presents actually two different dilemmas. And what it means at that point is, what gear do you want to be on? Because you sure as heck don't want to be on the big rank small cog and try to go up there, because all you'll see is one half pedal stroke, plunk, and you won't get anywhere. So make sure that, scope it out. I'm going to go this way, but I'm still going to be probably halfway up. We're going downhill. Make sure that your gear on your bike, when you rack your bike, this is my, actually I'm racing as a pro today, Dan Tiger. This is when you see a bike rack sticker and that's where you're supposed to rack your bike, your resting tire needs to be on this side. In other words, when you're looking at sticker, resting tire needs to be here. Now, if you want to rack by your handlebars, that's fine, but your back tire will be between your legs. Resting tire always goes on the sticker side. So, but you can either rack by your saddle, which I do. A lot of people like to rack by their handlebars. Actually, when I come back in off the bike, I'll rack by the handlebars. It's easier just to put on as opposed to turn the bike around, so on down the line. But when I come in off the swim and I'm making my change, I'm right off the bat. I'm going to end up dropping that bike and then heading over that dismount line. Now you notice I have my pedals already sitting on the cranks, ready to go, kind of ready to go. Now I'll take one thing that I'll look at as far as in the race, that race morning, where do I have to run in and out with the bike? Well, we've got pretty decent asphalt here. There's some cases it might be very crappy. Katie's not here, but she can test. We did Buffalo Springs last June, and it was like running on, a trail, gravel trail, and there's just no way that I'm going to run barefooted. But on this type of course, hey, that's nice and smooth. You can run barefooted. So I would actually go through and just real quickly, if I can find, I've got some of my gear laid out, stuff that I won't use during the race, but I always have scissors. If it's dark, you want a headlamp, just so you can see, nothing like being blind. Foot powder, throwing my shoes, all various kinds of body glide, or even in an aerosol spray, wherever it went. It was here somewhere, might have rolled down, I don't know. But that makes it easier to get your swim wetsuit on and off. I'll show you that in a sec. But to do your, doesn't take more than a minute to set up, and then I'll go through a transition. But you have your shoes open. Now tie my right shoe back here so it's in the back position. I'm going to mount on the left side of the bike, so I want that shoe, kind of move it out here we can see. I'm going to move that shoe in a forward position, open up the shoe, break the rubber band. Don't use an extra thick rubber band, otherwise did a race once where I did that and the rubber band was still never snapped during the whole race. And every once in a while a rubber band will snap just wrong and it'll slap you in the back of the ankle, but that's okay. That initial pain that you get from that snap will make you roll faster. Shoes open, ready to go. You can see where I probably still have some residue of foot powder, because I'll load these shoes up with foot powder and kind of bang them around. Just makes them easier to get on and off. Your feet typically coming out of the swim are going to be wet, so you want to absorb any moisture. Now one thing you'll notice right off the bat, if it's a windy day, you may or may not want to put your helmet up here. You notice I kind of work my straw through my helmet. It's not going to fly off where these other ones, and what you're on a curved course, nothing more embarrassing than coming in, mounting your bike, where's my helmet? And it's blown 30 yards dead. So if there's any question about the wind, put it on the ground. I mean, the extra effort. Now you may want to make sure it's halfway secured, open, and so you can actually put it on very easily. You don't want everything crumped up in there. All you want to be able to do is have that out so you can put it on in one motion. And before any race, just make sure everything's kosher. Put it on, and just try it 2 or 3 times. Put it on, snap, make sure everything's tight when you do it. Because in some races, notice how I'm loose. In an ITU event, they'll make sure when you check in transition, this would not pass an ITU race, USAT race, they'll let it slide. But anytime you're on that bike, helmet has to be on, but not only that, snapped. Now, it used to be that the officials would DQ you right off the bat. They're told now not to, but I'm not going to say you might get an old-time rep that would DQ you if you got on that bike before or after, anytime during the race especially. But anytime you're ever on that bike, if you're leaving, coming in, what is the big deal? Just put it on, snap it, and you're safe. There's not going to be any questions. Now, I've seen in national championships, I've seen at ITU events where, and you sit there and scream at people, and I was in one national championship, they DQ people right and left, and they paid $300 to do a national championship, and they never even they DQ'd the day before. It's like, you're done. Take your bike and get out. So you don't want to spend all that money just over just a real simple thing. So again, helmet's off, open, and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and just place it down here because just from a simplistic standpoint. Bike is all set up. Make sure you got your fluid. I'm real cheap. I'm not going to spend $70 on a profile design. I got a $4 bottle cage and a free water bottle. For $4, that makes for my aero bottle. You're going to sit there and think that's going to cost you time. That's crap. Maybe 2 seconds for 25 miles. And I'm not really worried about it. And it works just fine. All right. So I've got my bike rack. I got my wetsuit. I've got all my gear. I'm kind of ready to go. So essentially, again, walk through it mentally. If you have to, not only mentally, do it physically. Just do a walkthrough. Come from where the swim is, walk through, just look for any road hazards. You'd be surprised, you might find a pothole or a lip somewhere on a sidewalk or something. Just be familiar with that time you exit the water to the time that you get out, and the same way on the run. So I'm going to I'll go through my walkthrough, I'll come up to my bike, make sure I've got everything staged. I don't wear my glasses during the swim, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to get ready to race. Now there's one question, I'm going to go ahead and leave them on, but for short distance races, I don't race with socks. A lot of people have a hard time getting over that, and it's like, really? You'll find that if you load up, properly lube your feet and powder your feet, you can get through 56 miles without a problem. I did ITU barefooted, and the reason why I did it barefooted because somebody stole my socks. But I had no problems. But I will not do the run. In a sprint and only, I will stay barefoot through the whole race. But that's the other thing, whether it's a sprint, an Olympic, an iron, or a full iron, a half iron or a full iron, what you wear may kind of depend on the distance you're doing. You want to be minimalistic. Especially when it comes to sprint. Anybody doing the sprint next weekend? Okay, one thing that you may want to consider, we always have to have a race belt. I'm going to walk through this as if I'm doing a sprint. So most people start off with a sprint and then wind up. When do you put your run belt on? It's going to be a wetsuit swim. I'm going to put it on before the race. You're thinking, that's nuts. Well, I'm going to roll it up, stick it there. And that's just one last thing that I have to think about putting on. It's already on. So the only time I really have to bring it out and around is during the run. That's the only time you generally have to have, unless they otherwise specify. So I end up putting my kit on.
Belt?
What's that?
I gave almost everybody a race belt last week. Does anybody need a race belt? I've got a handful more. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Sorry, Buzz, go ahead.
All right. It's 5 minutes to race start, so at that point, you want to make sure that you're either body glided certain parts, especially even here whether it's wetsuit or not, you may want to go ahead and hit body glide or a silicone spray or something, even on your tri-top. I've worn, probably don't have scars, but either that, I wear a sleeveless. This is Oklahoma. I mean, you can wear, full sleeve, but from a standpoint of getting in and out, it's a lot easier to get in and out of a half or a long john as opposed to a full. I like a sleeveless personally because I don't like the constriction. And I didn't lube this up, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get in and out of. I'm not going to go through full zipper, but also you want to lube up around here because you'll find a lot of cases just that collar action that you'll rub yourself raw, and there's nothing more comfortable to have a nice raw spot on the back of your neck. Just doesn't feel good. Now if I was halfway ready, I've got everything. Now I may want to have a pair of flops if it's kind of nasty to get down to transition, down to the through transition down to the water's edge. So I might have a pair of flops. Make sure that I've got my swim cap. One thing that you don't want to have happen during your swim is your goggles fog up. I use foggies, just a quick wipe, and that way I'm not going to fog up. So I've got everything ready to roll. And just not to lose it, if I don't want to hold on to it, I'll just kind of stuff it under my wetsuit. I'm race ready, so at that point, all I have to do is got my watch set. I'm multi-sport. I've got it all ready to go this time if I was racing today. And all I have to do is when I hear that gun, bang, I'm ready to go and go through. There's nothing more frustrating than just not having data, because typically if you don't have that data on the Garmin, the race really did not happen. That's a rule.
I have more swim caps and belts. If everybody have one that needs one? Sweet.
But I do want to stress, I kind of jokingly say that timers are not infallible. And if something happens, you want to have some type of backup. There's a lot of people that get caught cheating. One thing they don't have is Garmin backups, because they cheated, that's why. But you're all honest here. So if by chance something happens, if you got that Garmin, that typically will stand up. So you don't want to get caught. Let's say sometimes you're not looking the whole time. That whether you have that chip on, that chip falls off. They're not recording. This will though. So have that backup. Whether you has the splits. If you don't have a multi-sport watch, it's not a big deal. But just something to track that time. Now I mentioned the timing strap. Always look down. Where's that timing strap go? Gosh, I caught more people last week putting it on the right ankle. Don't put it on your right ankle. Put it on your left ankle. The reason being is your chain ring is over there. I see these loose straps on timing because sometimes they get used and that strap gets loose. Well, next thing you know, it's going to get, I've seen them get chewed up and torn off and ripped off on the bike. Put it on your left ankle. There's nothing there where it's going to get caught up. Just a real simple thing. Yeah, no chip, no time. So have that back up, put it on your left ankle. So, ready to race. Got my swim cap on. I'm out in the water. Gun's gone off. I've gone through all my trips. Now, when I come in, I'm not going to run. I'm old. I'm tired. I'm stiff. My ankle hurts. But coming out of the water, just the run in, run outside. We run out. If Justin takes you out on a run, you're going to go that way. Katie's going to bring you in a swim. Now, as I come in, most TRI-OKC races, you got a stripper. You don't have to pay these strippers $1. They're free of charge. They're volunteers. Comes off. Now I'm not lubed up. I'll lubed up on the inside and also on the outside to make sliding down easier. But essentially, I am in the worst case scenario here. No lubrication whatsoever. Just want to push everything down.
Your belt came off too, along with you.
What did I do with that belt?
That's right there.
I guess I pushed it down at the same time. Oh well. That's why you practice it, so you don't do something stupid, but just easily just walk out of it. And again, not lubed up.